Hey everybody, thank you for following along another live cruise blog. My name is Paul. You may know me as Chicago Paul if you follow me along on Cruise Critic. Today is November 24th, the day after Thanksgiving. All of you in the States, I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving and enjoyed some time off. We are leaving tomorrow morning, bright and early, 5:30 a.m. Apparently we thought that was a great idea when we booked the flight. Right now I'm thinking not so much. So we're flying from Chicago, flying to Fort Lauderdale on Southwest, taking a car from Fort Lauderdale into Miami, where we will spend the night, and then on Sunday morning, join the Celebrity Eclipse for a 14-night Southern Caribbean cruise. We're pretty excited about this cruise. I like longer cruises. Our last one was an 8-night cruise. If you remember, that was on the Celebrity Equinox, and that was the President's Cruise. We had a fantastic time. It was a great cruise, but 8 nights, we didn't feel like it was long enough. Something about a 2-week cruise, when you get on the ship, you really can kind of mentally shut off, and it seems like it's forever until you have to get back off the ship, right, and go home. So having that 2 weeks, I think, really feels like a true holiday. So we're very excited for that. The ports are mostly ports we have been to before, with a couple new ones. We're hitting St. Kitts instead of St. Martin. We'll be at St. John's, St. Lucia. We have Bonaire and let's see, Bonaire, Barbados, Aruba, and overnight in Curacao. So it should be a good time. So far, I've been checking the weather forecast, and things look pretty good. I'll be taking you along this entire journey. So for those of you who have followed me along in the past, you know that every single day I try and do a little bit of an update. Some of it's a video update, some of it's photos. A lot of it's just basically writing, telling you about what we're eating, kind of the experience on the ship, any changes we've noticed. But a lot of it's answering your questions. And a lot of you have thanked me in the past for doing this and saying how much you really enjoy reading along, and you thank me for answering questions. And I just want to say, thank you to all of you for following along. I really, really enjoy doing this, and the more of you who comment, the more of you who ask questions, the more fun it really is for me. Every day in the morning, I make a point to take some photos of the daily, post those, talk about our previous evening, and I do the same thing in the afternoon a bit. And what it does for me is it kind of helps me slow down and really take a moment to appreciate the vacation. So because of the questions you're asking and because of your comments, it really helps me enjoy the vacation even more. So thank you all for following along, and please, as we go through, as I post things, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to be critical. I know some of the things that we do and some of the things that we spend money on a cruise may not be what you do, and vice versa. You may be spending money on things that we think are a waste. So it's always, I think, interesting to get different perspectives, and I'll do my best. To explain the reasons why we're making the certain choices that we are. So this cruise is kind of very special for us. It basically marks exactly 7 years since we took our first Celebrity cruise. This will be number 13, lucky number 13, cruise on Celebrity. And originally we booked this cruise as just a concierge level room. And as prices drop throughout this cruise, we've kind of upgraded and upgraded and upgraded. And we've basically followed the price drops a bit and we booked a Royal Suite, so that's what we're in right now. It's definitely more than I think we ever would have initially thought we'd spend on this cruise, but at the end of the day, when you break it down on a per-night basis, it's some of the cheapest I've ever seen a Royal Suite go for, and especially on an S-Class ship, and especially for a longer itinerary. So we're very, very excited for this. It'll be our first time in a Royal Suite. We've stayed in Sky Suites several times, but we've never done a Royal before. So it'll be interesting to see if we can go backwards, to go back to a regular veranda cabin or something like that down the road, which we will do. That's a lot of times just what we stay in. That's what we can afford, and that's kind of what makes sense to us. But every now and then, it's fun for us to go ahead and splurge. The funniest part is going to be the space, because I look at the square footage. I think it's somewhere like around 700 square feet. Our home here in Chicago, in downtown Chicago, is only about 860 square feet. So I think our cabin is almost going to be the same size as our home here. So that's kind of funny. But anyways, please do follow along. I'm going to keep you updated. I'm going to keep posting about 10 photos a day at a minimum. Ask as many questions as you'd like, and enjoy the journey with us. Thank you for following along.